Good evening and thank you for joining us. This week, the political landscape was shaken by Vice President Kamala Harris's appearance on CNN's town hall. Her words were direct, pointed, and some would say unprecedented. In the unforgiving arena of political discourse, where every syllable is scrutinized, Vice President Harris didn't flinch. She dove straight into the heart of the matter and in doing so, gave us 6 key takeaways that have left commentators and citizens buzzing. Tonight, we dissect those 6 points, cutting through the noise to deliver you the facts. This isn't about left versus right. This is about understanding the statements that are shaping the future of our nation. Here are the 6 key takeaways from that event. The air was thick with anticipation as Vice President Harris took the stage at the CNN town hall. The nation, accustomed to political rhetoric, braced for the usual dance of diplomacy and veiled barbs. But Vice President Harris chose a different path. When confronted with a question about former President Trump's policies and rhetoric, she didn't mince words. In a moment that will be replayed for years to come, she labeled the former president a fascist. The reaction was immediate, electric. Gasps rippled through the audience and online platforms erupted in a firestorm of debate. Was this a calculated political maneuver or a heartfelt declaration? One thing is clear, with those 2 words, Vice President Harris redefined the rules of engagement. By calling Trump a fascist, she has not only taken a firm stand, but has also set the tone for future political discourse. Moving from the incendiary label of fascist, Vice President Harris then turned her attention to economic policy. She launched a pointed critique of former President Trump's economic initiatives. Harris argued that Trump's policies, while touted as beneficial to all, disproportionately benefited the wealthy, leaving the middle class and low-income families struggling. She cited statistics, painting a picture of income inequality and economic hardship, directly linking these issues to the policies enacted during the Trump administration. Harris's critique of Trump's economic policies highlights a significant divide in how the 2 administrations view economic growth and equity. By focusing on income inequality, she is appealing to voters who feel left behind by the previous administration's policies. The debate over healthcare in America is one that sparks passion on both sides of the aisle. Vice President Harris, a staunch advocate for healthcare reform, used her platform at the CNN town hall to draw a clear line in the sand between her vision for healthcare and that of former President Trump. She reiterated her commitment to comprehensive healthcare reform, emphasizing the need for affordable and accessible healthcare for all Americans. Harris contrasted this vision with what she characterized as the Trump administration's attempts to dismantle the Affordable Care Act, potentially stripping millions of Americans of their health insurance. It was a powerful moment, one that highlighted the human cost of policy decisions and underscored the stark differences in healthcare philosophies. As a young voter, Harris's stance on healthcare is incredibly important to me. The idea of losing access to affordable healthcare is terrifying, and her commitment to reform is reassuring. The climate crisis is arguably the most pressing issue facing our planet. Vice President Harris, recognizing the urgency of this global challenge, didn't shy away from confronting former President Trump's environmental record. She criticized the Trump administration's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement, a landmark international accord aimed at combating climate change. Harris argued that this decision was not only short-sighted, but also detrimental to the global fight against climate change. The vice president's message was clear. Environmental protection is not a partisan issue, but a matter of global survival. Few issues are as emotionally charged and politically divisive as immigration. Vice President Harris, the daughter of immigrants, brought a unique perspective to this sensitive topic during the CNN town hall. She presented her vision for comprehensive immigration reform, one that prioritizes a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants while strengthening border security. Harris condemned the Trump administration's handling of immigration, particularly the family separation policy, as inhumane and un-American. In her closing remarks at the CNN town hall, Vice President Harris addressed what she believes is the most fundamental pillar of American democracy, the right to vote. She expressed deep concern over the wave of voter suppression laws being enacted across the country, arguing that these laws disproportionately disenfranchise minority voters. Harris directly accused former President Trump and his allies of undermining democracy by spreading baseless claims of voter fraud. These were the 6 major takeaways from Vice President Kamala Harris's CNN town hall. Her words, particularly her labeling of former President Trump as a fascist, have ignited a firestorm of debate across the nation. Supporters applaud her candor and directness, while critics accuse her of stoking division and engaging in inflammatory rhetoric. One thing is certain, Vice President Harris's willingness to speak her truth has injected a potent dose of urgency and passion into the national conversation. Stay tuned for more updates and in-depth analysis on this developing story.